Welcome to Chessington World of Adventures. It's Zootastic weekend here at Chessington, January, February, excluding the half-term period. The park is open for the zoo. Now, funnily enough, there are 2 rides open as well. There is Elmers Flying Jumbos, which I was not expecting to see operating today, in addition to the Carousel. No room on a broom. No room on a broom. Now then, when we start up here, it's a good place to start, to be honest with you, at the top end of the park. It is open, so you can come and see the capybaras and the tigers, which is great news. And here is Dragon's Fury. No sign of any cars yet. Quite early though, it's only late January, and there is no sign of any activity over on the new area, new coaster site down there. Now you might be able to see through the trees that there is some work ongoing on the Dragon Playhouse building. We're expecting a bit of a refresh on there. There's certainly been some colour schemes done over the past few months. And that does look like the theme for Chessington in honesty in 2022, a refresh. We've seen a few bits as we've walked up. We started the video as well, looking over into Wild Asia. When we came for the Christmas event, we could see there was a lot going on there. Elephants being repainted, parts of rides being repainted. Hopefully Tuk Tuk Terminal is getting finally a bit of a redo. It's not looked good for a couple of years, but we can see the Temple of Mayhem is having a repaint on the front, which is something else we said at the last visit. So yeah, a massive hive of activity in repainting, retheming and just tidying up the park for a year that's likely to be quite low investment. Now we'll show you down here as well. Tiger Rock is still not a lot of movement on that, not expected. It's not opening in February. There is some work being underdone on the Jungle Rangers, they're not open. Same with the bouncers as well, they're not open. And work continues in other areas. So yeah, from up here, Dragon's Fury, nothing really to report down here, but there is work going on in Land of the Dragons, and there is still work going on in Wild Asia. Can't wait to see the changes in there. So let's walk back down now to Ward's Tomb Blaster, and we'll show you some of the other rides on the way down. The Jungle Rangers cars are being worked on out and about. The fronts have been all covered up. You can see here the wheels come off, and yeah, they're working on them out and about, rather than taking them in to the workshop. Then from the other side, Cody would be happy, the capybaras have been out. We can see the other cars as well receiving winter maintenance, ready for February half term. I believe this one is open on February half term. Again, would still like to see some glass here. Funny enough, when we walked up, we saw quite a lot of people, even smaller adults, that can't see over this fence to see the animals, especially when they're sort of right here. Over at the bouncers, we can see one of the cars, which has just popped here. And of course the rest of it is under scaffolding again. I don't believe any of this was done before the winter events. I think the ride's pretty much stayed intact, ready to open for winter, and they're receiving their maintenance now. It's actually quite busy at the park here today, much busier than I expected it to be. But we will turn our attention now to Croc Drop. Some new fantastic artwork being done on the posts leading down to Zufari Ride into Africa. Looks really fresh. You know, freshen up of the sign wouldn't go astray, but you know, little things. Now then, Croc Drop. I think it's fair to say that poor old Croc Drop hasn't aged very well in 1 year. Now the park are doing quite a lot of refurbishing work on this, certainly on the inside. My guess is they're going to come to the outside as well to do it. But it's yeah, it's really worn quite quickly, much easier than I expected it to. Last time first time we were here actually for the first weekend, we did point out sort of the inside. A lot of people have been saying it all season. However, a lot of this has now been rectified. The park have gone up there and sorted it all out. There's still quite a lot of work to do externally. We are 2 months from opening, but quite a lot of work to do still. You can see a bit clearer from this side the work that has been done. I don't know whether that's completed or not. It's obvious what work's been done. Let's put it that way. I'm not sure if it's completed or not yet. But again, more work to do on the outside. It's a spectacular bit of theming this, really spectacular, looks incredible. I don't really know why it wore so badly, to be honest. Down in Mexicana, the whole of this building, the restaurant, the Tortilla Restaurant, is being completely reclad on the outside. Look at that, looks really nice. And I'm guessing this is the sort of paint scheme. It's going to go for the dark mahogany look. Yeah, it looks really good. You can see from this side, sort of the old wooden poles here are really, really worn away. Much needed refresh. Now, seemingly, actually, the carousel isn't open. Thought it was because there's no sign saying it's not. It's Amazoo that's open. So Amazoo and Elmers Flying Jumbos are your options for Zootastic weekends. Now then, Seastorm is having a complete refurbishment for this year. So you'll see here, if you can see this, this is the centerpiece which has been completely removed. It's the first time I've ever seen this removed. And we're quite regular visitors, to be fair, to Zoo Days. And then you'll see parts in the middle that you may not have seen before, because again, we've not seen that completely exposed. So complete refurbishment on this. It is ongoing. The ride's clearly not going anywhere. They're taking it apart, they're working on it. All the beams over the other side have been tested. Here we are down at the Blue Barnacle, which did open for Winter's Tale and is due to open again in February as well. You can see the it's been drained underneath. It actually looks like it's been drained into the vampire tunnel. And the steps are ready and it's having some work done. But nice little pirate ship, really enjoy it. Nice little pirate ship. And you can see over the back there that again, very little work's going on. The beach has been cleared. Nothing's really changed, to be honest with you. And indeed with Vampire as well, very little changes on Vampire. Desperately hoping it gets a repaint and a complete spruce up. And somewhat don't feel that's going to be happening this winter. But it is really nice to see that the park are maintaining the way it looks. Seeing some of the bits done in Wild Asia before Winter's Tale and what we can see from Fraught now is amazing. It really is great news. It's what I like. I like a theme park to be themed. Nothing better than dedicated areas and rides that fit in perfectly. It's good to see that kind of continue into Croc Drop, and they haven't just ignored it and they are doing work on it. And then again in Mexicana when more work is going on as well. Don't get me wrong, there's quite a lot the park probably need to do to bring it up to sort of world-class standard. I mean, even UK class standard. They've got some really special bits here and they've got some bits that just need a little bit of tinkering. But it's great and I'm really, really pleased that they are maintaining what they've got. February half term isn't that long away. There are going to be some rides open, including Toon Blaster, Blue Barnacle, so there will be some more family adult thrill rides open for you to come and experience. The Zootastic days are on at the moment as well, and they'll run every weekend throughout January and right the way up to half term. And I think there's one left in March before they start the annual pass days and into the actual full season. But yeah, there's not a lot left to show you. It does look like Seastorm is undergoing a real massive refurb, which is great news. It's certainly not going anywhere. And everything else is just sort of ticking along nicely. I don't think there's anything new for Chessington in 2022. We said this about Thorpe Park as well. I don't think there's anything new coming to get really excited about for this year. But I'm happy. They're spending the money and they're doing things up and they have a good season with everything open. It's going to be great. It's going to be a great season in preparation to watch that go up over the back there as the season goes on, ready for a 2023 opening. It's definitely exciting times here at Chessington. We're ready for the 2022 season, get back on Vampire, Dragon's Fury and some of the other classic rides they have to offer. Have you been for Zootastic weekends? Do they interest you, given that it is only the zoo open? We love to look around the animals. It's been great to see the capybaras. We're now going to go and look around the sea life and the Trail of the Kings and other bits and pieces as well. We're not really expecting to see any differences. If we do though, we will pop them into the video. But other than that, thanks for joining us here on UK Theme Parks. It's literally an update today. Hope you've enjoyed it.